Hello and welcome everyone to my speedrun of the Dungeon Keeper campaign. This will be the new world record run, sitting at 2 hours and 20 minutes. We start off with Eversmile, and Eversmile is a specific level, first level, and you need to be careful so that you claim the portal in time, so that you don't miss the first creature cycle. As this map is relatively scripted for a Dungeon Keeper map, and you have to first build 9 squares of treasury, followed up by 9 squares of lair, which you get when you finish the 9 squares of treasury. And you need to dig to the portal before 20 seconds has passed, because that's when the first creature spawns. And the reason why that's so important is because the Lord of the Land doesn't spawn before you have 7 units. Which means, well, you need, the first wave doesn't spawn until you have 7 units, and which is why it is so important then to not miss the first creature spawn cycle. So this creature spawn cycle is on every smile. There is you will get a creature every 20th second from the portal, and well, you need 7. And ideally you would want as many beetles as possible, because flies die, and then you might have to wait some cycles anyway, which I will have to do in this run. There is a quite significant difference between the Keeper FX version and the original version in this sense, so people speedrunning on the original version will have a little bit of the upper hand on this particular scenario, as there are 2 more hero spawns. And they typically kill off maybe 1 beetle, 2 flies, something roughly this, which forces you to wait a little bit longer. So now you can see at the 2020 I am slapping up the creatures so that they get prepared to fight. I am also getting this new beetle, and I'm possessing a fly, hoping that I will avoid it dying. Ideally, none of your units die, and then you have to wait 20 seconds anyway before the Lord of the Land comes. Which is, I mean, as only 2 of my creatures died, it is pretty much the time we will arrive at here as well. So there are theoretical times under 3 minutes, but they are quite difficult to achieve. Yeah, but this is a quite good timing for Keeper FX, because, as I mentioned, it's a bit different. So next up is a level called Cozyton, which has basically the same concept as Eversmile. You need to quickly seize the portal, because the Lord of the Land doesn't spawn until you have 8 units on this map. So you want to seize the portal as quickly as possible so you can get to that quota. You need to trigger an action point in the hero dungeon. And it's a quite strange trigger, because if you have 1 unit, or less than 2 to be specific, less than 2 units, no, sorry, if you have less than 2 demon spawns, the flag, well, the boolean, the trigger is accepted, and it will say, okay, you activated this action point. It will also do it if you have above 8 units, but it is of course much quicker to get the demon spawn. And to get the demon spawn you need to build all the rooms, 9 tiles, and you then get the training room, which will disable your hero pool, creature pool, so that you can only get demon spawn. And then you get a demon spawn, and then you trigger a flag, or you trigger it in advance as I did, and then you possess him and kill these heroes that spawn here. And after that you wait, until you have 8 creatures, and ideally here you will want to have as many demon spawns as possible, as they deal the most damage.
Your creatures need a bigger lair.
I'm trying now to keep the flies alive, because again, as they die, if the limit drops below 8, we'll have to wait, which we don't want to. So I got 3 demon spawns, and the heroes will come at the next creature cycle. So I'm trying to slap them to get them there, so that they will aggro them at once. There we see the fight is starting. Unfortunately I didn't get there. I checked if I got another demon spawn, which I could possess and bring to the battle, but unfortunately I got a beacon, which means that this Lord of the Land fight is a little bit longer, as he kills one of the demon spawns before he drops. Decent timing on this map as well. It's absolutely okay. You can see, if you go to speedrun.com, you can see the individual level runners, and they do it I think 220 or something like this. It's possible to improve this time a lot, of course. This is also a triggered map where you need to fill up quota of units, and this time you need 10 units, which is why we're rushing the portal once again. This is also a level which is quite different, like there's a significant difference between the Keeper FX and the original level. So in this level there is a hero dungeon which you usually dig into it from the bottom of it via a water path, which triggers the action point, and if you have 10 or more units, you will start spawning the hero waves. We're going to do it in a little bit of a different way here, because in the original level only 2 waves spawn, and in Keeper FX 3 levels spawn. So we will exploit a little neat trick called wall clipping. And basically most units can do it. Probably it's even possible to, if you have some kind of script or something like this, to make units normally wouldn't be able to do it via slapping them. When a unit achieves, let's call it critical speed, which is for a regular unit like a skeleton, you slap it and use the spell speed on it, and it can travel through walls. Unfortunately, as I was a little slow building rooms here, I cannot do it with a skeleton. Also, I would prefer to have the skeleton train at this point. But then it's very neat that we have flies, because flies are actually very quick from the beginning. So if you want to clip a wall, you can just slap a fly, and then you can clip the wall. And you need to strafe and walk forward at the same time, and then you will go through a diagonal wall. It's not very clear what I'm saying, but it will be clear after. I fly in here and I trigger the action point, and I already had 10 units, the last one probably spawned, and I'm trying to trick the tunnelers to come as close to the walls as possible, and then I try to save the fly. Sometimes if the fly dies, they will go back to the hero portal, which is not really what we want to. And here I think there is you can notice that the tunnelers take a lot of time to break the walls, which they do usually also, but I think when you claim the square behind it, the wall regains its HP. But as you can see now, the advantage of doing this way instead of digging into it, and then what the legendary first recorded speedrun of Dungeon Keeper did with Sonel, and what everyone has done after him is to possess the skeleton and manually walk up and kill all the heroes spawning. But as there are 3 waves here, that would take a little bit more time. I also do think that the waves are a bit bigger on Keeper FX. So instead we just break open their dungeon, let them come out as quickly as possible. If they dig by their own, it takes a lot of time, but this little maneuver, unless it fails, which happens sometimes, but this little maneuver saves some time because you can just put the creatures right next to the hero portal, which is neat. As you can see now, we've set up the position nicely, and we're just waiting for Land to spawn, and there he is. The reason I put away the flies earlier is that after all of the heroes are killed, maybe if one of them remains and 2 flies and 2 beetles are the ones attacking them, they will die slower, basically. So the next map is Flower Hat, and Flower Hat is a certain luck-based thing going on here, because you need a demon spawn, and the demon spawn will spawn if you have, well, space for it in a lair and a training ground. Sadly, that also means that beetles spawn. So you kinda just hope you get a demon spawn. And I actually did a run right before this recording, and the issue with that run was that I only got beetles. And I also didn't do that well in the other levels, so... So the idea of this map is that you have this hero dungeon, and usually it's quite a kind dungeon in a way. It's not very challenging yet. We're still on the training levels, as they call it. But the idea, what we do is we possess a demon spawn and we run straight up to the heart, trigger the spawn of the Lord of the Land. We bait him away from the heart and we take an imp and run behind the heart, because behind the heart there are 3 spiders, 2 of which are level 2 and 1 of which is level 7. There is also an increased level on this increased level dungeon special on this level, which you then can use to get the spider to level 8, where he gets Hail. And that is a very powerful damaging area of effect spell, which we of course want to use. So you can see here I am slapping him, I am slapping him again so that he can open this door and trigger the Lord of Land. Try to get some cheap shots at the barbarians.
We shall not tolerate your evil presence any longer. Your creatures are under attack.
We're just baiting him away from the heart, and if he dies here, they will go straight back to the heart, so we don't want that. I realize the researching is going very slow, because I didn't get Warlock yet, because, well, as I said, Flower had to say, tricky little level. Here I was lucky because I actually got hit by something, but my imp didn't die, which is great. So you see who digs through this wall, and behind there are the spiders. And here I accidentally, because I was in such a frenzy about getting the spells and the bridge, in particular the bridge, because you need the increased level to for the spider to be effective. But it's still a bit of a shame, probably a loss. Oof, well, we've seen runners do this map in like 3.5 minutes, so maybe I lost 1.5, 2 minutes on this action, which is a shame, but you can't really do much about it. Well, I could have left the spider there and just waited until I got the bridge, and then gone up to the heart, because now the spider, he has Hail. And Hail is a really strong spell, which also strikes multiple foes, which is quite handy now when we're going to be dealing with the Lord of the Land. It's maybe not necessary to kill them here, but I'd rather be safe actually. So ideally here you would also like to have the speed spell, but it's kind of dependent that you have some research going on. I forgot a little bit about the correct orders. I didn't get speed before here, which is... It's a long run, it's a 2-hour run, so you have some space for doing things, as we still are a rather small community. But very active, which is fun. So if you, like me, loved this game as a kid, I would very much recommend you to try and speedrun it. Maybe it's not the way you would like to, that you remember how you played the game as you were a kid, and you don't think it's the way the game is supposed to be played, and that's okay. I'm happy that you're here and looking at this video anyway.
Food is scarce. Enlarge your hatchery. You have conquered this realm.
We beat the White Heart, and here's the thing which is kind of cool about this level. There is a transfer creature dungeon special, and it will make the next level very easy, and save some time on it. yeah, I lost almost 3 minutes on this level. That's compared to, well, the fastest people. So this level is quite straightforward. You dig out here, and if you're really quick, you can get there before they get to the portal, which is really good because, as you can see now, there will spawn flies, and flies will distract my bile demon from hitting their heart. It's not a big time loss, but I mean, ideally, you'd be able to do both.
Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle.
But I wanted to talk a little bit about how truly awesome this game is to run, because not only is it a fantastic game, which is in every regard, the community is actually very active, and the Keeper FX version, which is the community-based patch, we could say, for the game, is still being developed, and new features are added all the time. As of now, we run Keeper FX parallel against the original levels, which of course is not really you can't really represent them both in that sense. But I wanted to run in Keeper FX because I really appreciate the work that people have made on this version, and I think they're really improving the game, which is already a very good game. But it's old, and a lot of its features are old, and it's nice. It's very nice to see that it's alive. Also, from a speedrunning perspective, it's also quite nice to see that people enjoy speedrunning the game. So now we're on Snuggledale. Snuggledale is a very straightforward level. I somehow managed to do mistakes in it anyway, but that's how it is. In the best case scenario, you only need to slap the imp once, because you can see now I lost the slapping speed, so I had to slap him again, which is a little bit sad. Also, you're not really supposed to go straight over the portal, but somehow I got an idea that maybe I don't know what I thought. I just, yeah. Because the mistresses will automatically go to the blue heart, so the sooner you open up a way for them to go there, the better. And the same thing now again, you don't want blue to capture a portal because it distracts the other mistresses from hitting the heart, which luckily didn't happen here. Anyway, so soon are all of my mistresses coming, and we're decimating this heart. Now, but about speedrunning this game, I mean, not only is it a good game, but it's also a very fun game to speedrun because there are some glitches in the game. There are some specific functions to specific units, a lot of tricks that you can play around with, or actual features of the game, which are very speedrun friendly, and then of course there are the unintended mechanics, like for instance wall clipping and such. Makes for a rather high tempo, rather complex. Some levels are complex at least. I find personally that the Deeper Dungeon expansion has a little bit more complex levels than the campaign. The complexity of the campaign is basically having to remember the optimal strategies, which is in itself also quite a challenge. A lot of small details on every map. As you can see here, I made the mistake of purchasing or constructing rooms so that I don't have any gold left, which is of course you'd think that it doesn't matter, but you need to be able to pay your creatures at payday, otherwise no new creatures will spawn. So on Wish Whale, it's kind of a important level because it sets a long chain of transfer creatures lasting up until level 16, Tulip Scent.
Your gold reserves are running low.
You want to Mistress on this level because on the next level you will get a Horned Reaper. Of course they are very strong. So here I'm opening up. This is a level which is also quite, I have to mention it because it's very relevant. This level is also very different from the original level, in the original level this is an auto-scroller, this map, which means you wait, I think it is 16 minutes, give or take, before the Lord of Land spawns. So it doesn't matter really how quick you kill blue. If blue is dead when the Lord of Land spawns, it's just you try to beat the clock. You beat the clock for when he spawns. On Keeper FX there is an additional trigger which stipulates that if you kill blue and there are no other heroes left, then the Lord of the Land will spawn anyway, which is great because it makes this level not an auto-scroller. Auto-scrolls aren't bad in themselves. You have some time to breathe and you have some time to maybe, if you, like me, you read up on the strategies for the upcoming levels, especially if you know that there are some technical ones. But it's a quite huge time save, and it's 5 minutes time save, and it kind of makes up for all the differences in the Keeper FX contra original, as original typically is faster. There are a couple of more levels where Keeper FX just straight up loses time. For instance, Sleepyburg is one of those levels where you actually have to kill both players before the Lord of Land spawns, and in original he just spawns. Saves a lot of time, of course. So this is a level where the main goal is to get a Dark Mistress, and you want her to be level 7 because then Tickle will be really quickly handled. So what you want to do is you want to maximize research on this level so that you get a torture chamber as quickly as possible. And because, well, of course that means that you can start acquiring Dark Mistresses. So the actual clock on this game in Keeper FX, instead of just waiting for the Lord of the Land to spawn, is to get your Mistress level, well, in reality to level 6, as there is an increased level dungeon special on this level. So you want to get your Mistress to level 6 as quickly as possible, and then in the meantime you also have to kill blue, and also you have to kill the Lord of the Land, but that's typically not an issue. The heroes in this level aren't that strong, and as you can see, I can use them to systematically weaken blue, and I will also get a lightning spell, which just... blue has nothing really against it. And also when you open up the path to his heart like this,
has been researched. Your creatures are under attack.
he puts them all in a group, and that's just lovely. It makes such a huge favor for you, because you just cast lightning on them and they all die, which is nice. So I'm just trying to accumulate as much gold as possible. Prepare a little bit, and there we got the torture chamber, so I'm building it at once, and I was really lucky because I basically got a Dark Mistress. which you see is not even added significant time in between, which is really lucky because I've been having a barracks. Means that I can get orcs, but I didn't have to sell it, which is nice. Orcs are shit at fighting. So now the sport is to get her up to level 7 as quickly as possible. Now I have all my spells, so I will just sacrifice my warlock because I don't need him anymore. Casting one extra lightning, then good measure.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures need a bigger lair.
Now I got a second Dark Mistress, which is great. You put her in the torture chamber. If you put a minion in the torture chamber, all the other minions of the same kind receive a speed bonus or a skill bonus. They get scared and they want to work or train, exercise quicker, which is lovely. So we try to keep it flat, we try to keep it speeded, and we try to, or we torture the other mistress. Then she works at an optimal speed. The room is not at its maximum efficiency. You would need a door for that, which isn't impossible in this level actually to get, as you have the workshops. Maybe that's something for another run, if you could looking for some improvement. But generally the time on this run is really good.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
Of course, like ideally she trains all the time.
Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures need a bigger lair. It is payday. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures need a bigger lair. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are under attack. An entrance has been claimed. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Accelerate. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. Beware, the Lord of the Land approaches. We shall not tolerate your evil presence any longer. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your minions are winning a battle.
And here he comes, the Lord of the Land, and can't really be bothered by him. So it's interesting in this dungeon, it doesn't really matter because you're still on the clock with the mistress, but either Blue builds his library directly beneath his portal, which of course is handy as we open up his dungeon from this direction, and the other variation is that he builds his library here, which, I mean, doesn't really matter, but it's interesting that they really do either or. And now, as you can see, we've won, but we're still waiting for the mistress to become one level higher, to ascend, so to say.
Your creatures have been blessed with experience.
And there we go. It's a very good timing. I think it would be possible maybe to get beneath 10 minutes on this level. It would be... have to be quite meticulous, but it's okay. Next level is Tickle. Tickle is a... if you play the game normally, it's actually a really fun level, I think personally. It's a nicely balanced map. I mean, you can rush. There are dogs, neutral dogs at the east side of the map, which of course will just decimate blue, but it's, I don't know, I like the layout of it. I liked it as a kid, I remember. I was really scared of the fairies. Hide to the left there, but... well, I was also scared of boulder traps. I'm still scared of boulder traps. Terrifying. Tickle is also a level where Keeper FX is a lot slower than the original level, as in Tickle you... on the original level, if you kill all the white units and the blue heart, you win. And you have to do it in the opposite order. You have to to destroy blue and then kill the heroes. And in the meantime, where you're waiting for the Lord of the Land. The trigger actually already says that when there are no heroes spawn Lord of the Lands in X amount of time, and also if there are no Lords of the Lands, you win. So of course you win instantly. And Keeper FX is not really the same, because Keeper FX is that the community created patch typically fixes obvious errors in the map layouts. So of course we then have to kill blue, kill all the white units, and wait for the Lord of the Land. On the other hand, this gives us the opportunity to grab the increase level special, so it's not all bad. But it's much quicker on the original. I think you save 2 minutes by running it on the original level. So the distinction we've done for now in the speedrunning community, as we're still quite small, as we want to keep the categories together, is that you are allowed to play Keeper FX, but you can play the original levels on Keeper FX, because the original game is very unfriendly graphically, and Keeper FX, well, graphically and also just from FPS and from these perspectives, is a lot friendlier for modern video recordings, and I choose to run on Keeper FX because I really want to highlight that it's such a nice job, really.
A new room has been researched.
Ideally, should have killed these some while ago. Yeah. She actually almost dies here, which would have been... yeah, that would have killed the run, because I also didn't save. It's good. Good that she didn't die.
Your creatures have discovered a mysterious magic box. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle.
Especially, look here. Oh, this is tight. Oh, he actually hits her, or tries to hit.
You have tunneled into a new area.
Now we've killed all the heroes, and the Lord of the Land will spawn a second. But before he spawns, I will grab the increased level special up here. It's not insignificant. I think maybe actually now when I'm looking at this, that this is I haven't looked at the video before I'm making this commentary, which is why it's unprepared. maybe actually because I get the dungeon special on this level, the reason why you want it on this level is that now when you transfer the mistress, she's level 8, which means that if you have a mistress level 8 and you have a bile demon level 2 and a troll level 2, which you get on Moonbrush Wood, one of the first maps that you really can kill around. Like this is quite a challenging map. You need to execute things quite well, and also you cannot lose focus because that can kill your run. We get this troll, we get this bile demon, we train them to level 2 and we put them in the temple with the Dark Mistress, and we get a Horde Reaper level 5. And the level 5 Horde Reaper is important because level 5 Horde Reaper has speed creature, which of course is, we love speed. So maybe actually on this level, all speedrunners have watched Sunel's. So you see here how focused you need to be. I'm so not even paying attention that I'm walking out of the door. So you bait the freeze missile. You need to kill these 4 warlocks and then the Lord of the Land spawns. So here I'm going for the next one at once. And you saw I made a little wall glitch there. It's not really necessary, but I like to do it. It's fun. Bait the missile and kill. Almost died, but almost. We have an expression in Swedish called "Nära skjuter ingen hare," and that means that you can't kill a rabbit if you shoot close to it. You actually have to shoot it. Now the imps will claim this pass here. What I meant to say earlier was that there is also an increase level special on this map, which we speedrunners we get it.
Your creatures are becoming angry.
With a question if it's necessary if you actually get it on the level prior to it. Because as you see now, we will get to the Horde Reaper level 5 already, and yeah, it's cute to have the Horde Reaper be level 6, but the difference isn't really that significant. Go for this guy. Here I forget where the last square is. It's a bit funny. Lose the speed. Have to slap him again. That's a very nice spawn there, not a cluster. It really helps.
Are winning a battle. Beware, the Lord of the Land approaches. We shall send you back to the pits, foul one.
I thought you could wall clip there, but I guess you can't do it when you come from the lava. My bad. And now he got slowed. It's not that good. As I said, you need to stay focused on this map. It's a quite challenging map. And focus is key. Because you see here now, I'm also trying to clip again, but I'm slow. So of course I cannot reach the critical speed needed. There I go. But here also I'm not thinking. Like I'm trying to kill the Lord of Land. But I do actually know from my practice runs, you kill the weak units first, and then you kill the Lord of Land. And then you're done. As you can see, I almost sabotaged the run here again, so I need to put him there and get him some help. And this is also bad, So you need to get the transfer creature, which is the end of this corridor, and then I am opting to get the increased level, which, as I mentioned, might not be necessary. I'm thinking if it could have a effect on the next levels, because effectively it means that my Horn Reaper will be one level lower on all the levels, but I don't think that's very significant. Interesting to do it different. Just see. But well, now he's level 6, he's stronger. That's good. Now we just run straight up here, go through the wall here because why not, and then we annihilate the Lord of the Land. Unfortunately, this witch came here, and I was actually quite scared because can't really play around with lightning in this sense. But it's okay. Moonbrush Wood in 6 minutes is okay. It's not good. I don't even think that Sunel generally is a very good speedrun, of course, because it's segmented, so you had a lot of time to do each individual level. But Moonbrush Wood, I don't think the time for him there is... His timings aren't perfect, which they kinda are on his other levels. Nevergrim is quite easy. I put a Horned Reaper on the splitter just because it's just a Horned Reaper level. You just possess him, you run in and you kill the shit out of them. But you also need to get bridge, so I'm trying to get the dragons here to do that. The Horned Reaper is sadly not hitting their heart because he's chasing imps. Oh no, it wasn't this level, it was another level. Alright. So now we just kill the heart. And Horned Reapers are actually not that terrible researchers, as they have speed and also not a terrible research stat. We kill it off, we put them in, we get bridge. We claim the transfer creature. There are also 2 increased level specials on this map, but they are not significant enough for us to bother. Just takes extra time.
You have tunneled into a new area. A new room has been researched. You need to build a lair for your creatures. A new spell has been researched.
Now we're on to level Hearth. I'm not gonna say so much about this level because it's one of the 2 auto-scroller levels in the campaign of Dungeon Keeper. Hearth is the first one, the other one is Merthshire. Well, Merthshire. Not really that terribly good at British pronunciation. What we're going to use for both of those levels are we're going to use, abuse, I guess, the creature limit. The map Hearth in itself is not really that challenging when you have such a high level Horned Reaper, because we get increased level dungeon specials. So we are striving to get a temple, and we're sacrificing enough imps, and then we create so that we have a creature total on the map 255 creatures, which means that it cannot spawn any more creatures, and that means that we have won the level. It's actually that simple. So I'm going to add an option to skip later on when we have achieved the critical amount of imps, because there isn't really much more to the video than what you can see then.
A new spell has been researched. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle. A new spell has been researched. Your minions are winning a battle. A trap has been manufactured. A new room has been researched. Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are under attack. A new spell has been researched. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. You cannot give your imps any more jobs. A new room has been researched. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. You have tunneled into a new area. Obsolete Run. A new spell has been researched. Your library is too small. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures have discovered a mysterious magic box. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. A new room has been researched. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures have discovered a mysterious magic box. A new spell has been researched. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. You have tunneled into a new area. Your creatures have discovered a mysterious magic box. You have tunneled into a new area. A new room has been researched. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. A new spell has been researched. Your library is too small. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. 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 Your creatures are under attack. A new room has been researched. Your creatures have been blessed with experience. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. A new spell has been researched. Your minions are winning a battle. A new spell has been researched. There is nothing left to research. You have tunneled into a new area. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures need a bigger lair. Your minions are winning a battle. So be it. It is payday. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures have discovered a mysterious magic box. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures have been blessed with experience. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. So be it. You have tunneled into a new area. Your creatures are under attack. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. 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 Your creatures are under attack. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures need a bigger lair. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. Your minions are winning a battle. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. pleased with your sacrifice. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. You have tunneled into a new area. Your creatures are becoming angry. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. Your creatures need a bigger lair, so be it. Your creatures need a bigger lair. You have conquered this
And that was Hearth. One of the two auto-scrollers. Auto-scroller is, maybe it isn't that clear what an auto-scroller is what you in traditional speedrunning in games where you have a level which is like, for instance, in a Super Mario level where the screen moves forward and your position does not affect the movement of the screen, so the timing of the map is kind of, it's always the same. Like if you make it, you make it. Typically you make some flashy plays on these maps. But now we are on Elf's Dance. Elf's Dance is not really challenging because of the Horde Reaper. Here we have some neutral walls, can be dug through if you play on the original version or if you play prior to 4.7 Keeper FX. But even on 4.7 and onwards, you can activate classic bugs, which will allow you to dig through neutral fortified walls, which is nice. But as I said, this level is not really challenging at all, as we have the Horned Reaper, and just totals everything. You need to kill the dungeon hearts of both keepers, and you also need to kill all of the heroes. So I got me the vampires. They're capable of killing off some heroes while I do this. Unfortunately, the Horned Reaper ran back home. Maybe there's a lesson to that. Maybe I should run deeper with him. It's good. I think that's a good thing to pay attention to.
You have defeated enemy keeper. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. You have tunneled into a new area. Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle.
And as you can see on the splits in the full game, killing this beetle just for good measure. This is one of those levels, one of the Horned Reaper icon levels. Just have to go nuts on the heart. There's not much more to it actually.
Your creatures are under attack.
Next level is actually also Horned Reaper map, Buffy Oak. Remember, I really liked this level as a kid. I thought it was such a cool map. If I don't remember correctly, it's actually quite difficult if you... Well, for starters, if you don't have the Horned Reaper, then it's quite difficult. But also if you bunker up in your dungeon. Because the keepers, you're facing two keepers and they grow rather strong. So Buffy Oak is very similar to Nevergrim in the sense that you need to collect yourself a couple of dragons, and after you collected yourself these dragons, they need to research bridge, because you need to be able to transfer the Horned Reaper, of course. It's absolutely necessary. Now we run up and we kill the heart. We set up a little bit so that he can just bash some imps meanwhile, why not? And then we get these two dragons, and we get the other two dragons as well.
Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle.
There are some small improvements could be done. That could have been dug the first round, and then just possess the guy, round down to the heart, then get the dragons. Put them into the library and then kill it, because then you would have the time to actually get it. These levels are all quite high tempo, but in one way they're quite relaxing. There aren't any, you can't do any fatal mistakes which will kill off your run. You can, of course you can lose times, small things which are, like here I'm sloppy with the digging. Actually, I am not sure whether it's a mistake, but I just found out that I was playing with, if you strafe next to the wall like this, it's actually a little bit quicker than just to not to do it. I think this is good actually, that's means that you're quick down to the blue heart at least. Of course, in the best of worlds, you would be dead. Not sure how to do that. Claiming here, not dropping him into the portal. Oh, I can't, because it wasn't mine yet. Still.
An entrance has been claimed.
And the transfer creature specialist behind this golden wall here. And next up is Sleepyburg. And Sleepyburg is also one of those levels where Keeper FX is worse off than the original game. That is because you need to kill both of the enemy keepers. Also, the dungeon special, the transfer creature is located in a different position, which forces you to get a library, because you need bridge in order to get it.
An entrance has been claimed. Your gold reserves are running low.
There's a spot when you can actually, where you can't really lose the run, but you can be forced to pick him up and put him home. If you get perma-freeze there, you can lose some time. But luckily I only get frozen at the last one.
Your minions are winning a battle. A new room has been researched. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are under attack. You should build a hatchery to feed your minions.
So at this point,
Creatures are becoming angry.
the run will already be done in the original game.
Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle. You have tunneled into a new area. A new spell has been researched. You have tunneled into a new area. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are under attack. You have defeated an enemy keeper. You should build a hatchery to feed your minions. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your minions are winning a 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 battle. Your creatures minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. A new room has been researched. The enemy is destroying your rooms. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are under attack. You have defeated an enemy keeper. You should build a hatchery to feed your minions. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Beware, the Lord of the Light approaches.
We shall send you back to the pit, foul one.
Your creatures are under attack. A new spell has been researched. Your creatures are becoming angry.
There we
Your
go.
library is too small. Your minions are
And
winning a
the
battle.
next level is Obsolete Run. It's also a level where you really can do fatal mistakes.
Game saved.
But it happens. That's why I have a save.
Build a lair for your
Because
creatures.
otherwise, yeah.
An entrance
So
has
here,
been
for starters, I cannot really remember where I am supposed to dig, which is of course a little bit interesting. So I'm really scared of cracking open the wrong spot where you just have to straight up restart. So you, Lord of the Land and his two samurai buddies are already in that fortress. And as the fortress is neutral, it means that they will break those doors.
build a treasure room to store gold.
And when they do, they will go for your heart if it's available, but if it's not available, they will go for blue heart. If blue heart is not available, they'll go for green. And on this level again, there is a transfer creature special,
Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
and we want it, so we need bridge again.
A new spell has been researched.
I do some wall clipping because I like it, and here I think I did a mistake because I do think there's an action point there, which spawns a couple of more white units. So the win conditions on this level are that you need to destroy green heart, you need to destroy white heart, and you need to there needs to be no white units left alive. So if you spawn more white units, then of course it will take a little bit longer time.
Creatures are under attack.
I kill green, and I assume they're about to kill blue, which they do.
Your minions are winning a battle. A new room has been researched.
I start to dig outside here, and this is the fatal mistake of this level. It's a huge blunder, to use chess terminology.
Hatchery to feed.
So I'm building the bridge to get to this dungeon special while they're killing blue heart, because it's very efficient in time. The problem is they actually kill blue heart while I'm doing this and I'm not noticing. So I don't have the time to block off this part, stopping them from running straight up to my heart. Also, my imps just run around and trigger all the action points in the hero dungeon.
Creatures are falling in battle.
And as I didn't really notice when they came along, I didn't really notice when they used freeze either,
Researched. Your creatures are
which is very relevant because Horde Reapers do kill samurais, but they are weaker when it comes to the fact that they can be frozen. So the other samurai is already hitting the heart, and I tried to scout the situation there with an imp, but I was already too late. And here then I tried to, and you see he is already taking down my Reaper so much level. I was just hoping that he would drop. He almost died. So it's a shame. That was 4 minutes. 4.5 minutes wasted there. It's tough. That's how it is. So I basically already did this run. It's exactly the same the next time, but I don't do the mistakes that I did.
An entrance has been claimed. You have tunneled into a new area. Game loaded. You need to build a lair for your creatures. An entrance has been claimed. A new spell has been researched. Your creatures are under attack. A new room has been researched. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. A new spell has been researched. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. You have defeated an enemy keeper. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are under attack. A new room has been researched. A new spell has been researched. You should build a hatchery to feed your minions. A new room has been researched. You should build a hatchery to feed your minions. A new spell has been researched. Game saved. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures need a bigger lair. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. A new room has been researched. Your minions are winning a battle. You should build a hatchery to feed your minions. You have conquered this realm. A new spell has been researched.
And so here we are at the same point where my first attempt should have ended.
You should build a hatchery to
4.5 minutes earlier. So as you see, there's this boulder trap there. I'm just picking up to be sure nothing is dying. It would be very, very sad at this point. And there we go.
creatures are becoming angry.
To the level Tulip Scent. And
Tulip.
Some of your minions are unable to reach their lairs. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle.
what Sunel does in the... And what I will also see that other speedrunners try to do in their full game runs. There is a boulder trap which is under my control in my closer to my heart, and you can set it rolling and then roll straight into this, and then you kind of bait these two orcs so that they get hit by the boulder trap, and then you win, and then you don't actually have to transfer a creature from Woodley Rye, which saves some time. The only issue is, of course, that as soon as we're talking boulder trap baiting, it's kind of risky. Something that easily can go wrong, and I mean, I don't think, personally, I don't think that you lose that much time from bringing over the Horned Reaper, and also you get like this massive timing here, because you can kill the heart so quickly. That was Tulip Sense. Probably the quickest map in the run, actually. Now we are at Merthshire and Shire, again with the British. Not really my cup of tea. Yeah. So this is the other auto-scroller of the campaign. And I think it's a quite long level. I think it's 26 minutes. And I'm going for the same strategy as I did in Hearth, which is that we reach the unit cap, and then you don't have to worry about things. You can just chill out and take it easy. There will be a message comes and says your activities have alerted the local landlord, a lord of the land, and he wants to come and but then you gently decline, and then 5 seconds later you win. Again, after we reach the critical amount of imps, I will put an option for you to skip the rest of the map, because there's not really much more to the run than what there is there.
You do not have enough gold. Gold reserves are running low. You have claimed an enemy room. You have claimed an enemy room. A new spell has been researched. Accelerate. You have tunneled into a new area. You have tunneled into a new area. A new room has been researched. Accelerate. You have tunneled into a new area. Accelerate. A new spell has been researched. You have tunneled into a new area. A new room has been researched. You have tunneled into a new area. A new spell has been researched. A new room has been researched. You have tunneled into a new area. Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle. You cannot give your imps any more jobs. Your minions are winning a battle. A new room has been researched. You cannot give your imps any more jobs. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. You cannot give your imps any more jobs. spell has been researched. Your creatures have discovered a mysterious magic box. You cannot give your imps any more jobs. An entrance has been claimed. A new room has been researched. You have tunneled into a new area. It is payday. Your creatures are under attack. You have tunneled into a new area. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures have been doubled in number. Your minions are winning a battle. Your library is too small. You have tunneled into a new area. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. A new room has been researched. Your minions are winning a battle. A new spell has been researched. Your library is too small. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. Your creatures need a bigger lair. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. The enemy has broken through your walls. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures need a bigger lair. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. A new room has been researched. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. A new spell has been researched. Your library is too small. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. 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 A new room has been researched. Your creatures have discovered a mysterious magic box. mysterious magic box. You have claimed an enemy room. You have claimed an enemy room. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your minions are winning a battle. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. 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 Your creatures have been blessed with experience. Your dungeon has been fortified. Impus nitum. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. 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 Your creatures need a bigger lair. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. Your creatures are under attack. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. The gods are pleased with your sacrifice. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Impus nitum. Impus nitum. It is payday. Your creatures need a bigger lair. Impus nitum. Your creatures are falling in battle. Impus nitum. Food is scarce. Enlarge your hatchery. Your library is too small. Impus netum. Accelerate sanctus. Impus netum. Sanctus. Food is scarce. Enlarge your hatchery. Impus netum. Electrum deus. Aggressum. 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 Aggressum tractus. Vipus. Accelerate.
And there we go, the local lore. Shall I alert media? No, you shall not. There we go. Now we are coming to Blaze End, and Blaze End was actually a run that I figured out just recently how to solve, in a sense, because this level is very different from the original level. There's a room which is different. We'll come to that. So Blaze End is actually a really fun level, like to play as it's supposed to be played. Quite challenging. It's a fun map, I think, because also you're not entitled to gems just by doing nothing, which is always fun. I personally like that because you have a gold can be an issue. If you have gems, it's not the case. So we dig out here, and while I was digging here, we got a skeleton, and we digged straight up to the fortress, to sideways of the fortress. And unfortunately, these spawns were very unfortunate. That all of the wizards, because we want to break this door and we want to claim the ground beneath it, and sadly, 5 of the 6 wizards that spawn here actually, well, stayed right next to the door. Luckily there is a reserve skeleton here, which we can utilize. We'll do that. The reason we want to go into this part of the map is because of the neutral ground here, and this is also the path you would take in the original run. The main difference here is that there is a treasure room, which we will see soon, and in the original game it belongs to the neutral player, which means that you can just claim it. It's nobody's. But the problem with that is that the wall there at this particular part is white, and when you claim the land next to it, the wall disappears and you can dig through it. In Keeper FX it's fixed, because you're obviously not supposed to enter the dungeon from this in this way, which is why we have to work a way around that, and we're using some wall clipping, because there's also a vampire which is imprisoned in the room next to the treasury, and we can actually get in there with 1 unit, which we will of course do, so we can get our hands on this tasty level 5 vampire. Level 5 vampires are probably like the threshold for when they start getting good, because they get healed. Even though you might want to get level 6, but they also get more stuff. And this is the really tricky part. So we speed him, we slap him so that he gets critical speed. We strafe through the wall, knock down this door, and go here. Now there's spawning a couple of wizards behind me, and they will actually sometimes go up to the heart, making it a very difficult one. I was very lucky now. As you noticed before, I made the vampire make a lair. That is because if he dies, he respawns in the lair. As the warlocks and the dragons, they are actually researching right now, which means that we have call to arms. And if he dies, I can always use call to arms, and then he will teleport back into the heart at level 4. But still, I didn't need to do that now. We're not standing on the trap. I'm healing just in case there comes a wizard. You can see on the minimap there was about to get a wizard there, but now we got the kill, and this is a really good timing. Some unfortunate things that happened with the RNG. Here I simply just thought that the vampire, I don't know why, but I thought that the vampire would go to the action point, so I got a little bit confused there. And now I triggered the action point, which is right there. And there we go. Blaze End is the last like choke level. I mean, Skybird Trill is also a choke level. You can really choke around on it. Yeah, yes. 2 days ago I tried to complete a run and I failed so miserably at Blaze End that I actually had to abandon the run. I lost 15 minutes completely choking. There we go. Claiming that. We're going through these walls because it's actually quicker than just taking the already claimed tiles. And unfortunately I picked him up again. It worked out anyway. So Mistle is not a very challenging map, but it's fun in a sense because it's very high tempo. You have no clock. Well, I mean, the only clock you have is the artificial one that you need to get the heroes to Blue's dungeon as quickly as possible. And how do you do that? Well, you open the way to him. The ideal path they take is straight onto the heart, which I'm going to try and achieve. But unfortunately it won't happen because Blue AI. So you dig until exactly this row, you dig straight to the right until they hit the wall, and then you go down. And now we open here also, so that we can get these people. I forget to trigger the Lord of the Land spawn here, which is... It's not insignificant, it's not super important either, but...
Your creatures are under attack. You have taken control of it. Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
There comes a couple of giants in that wave, which will... and Samurais, primarily, which moves quite quickly and will move to the heart, and they also deal a lot of damage, which, of course, completes the level a little bit quicker.
Your creatures are under attack.
So, this isn't really necessary. We don't need to possess the vampire, we don't need to sneak up on this fairy to try and kill the fairy, but it's a nice thing to have something to do while we're waiting for it. I just kind of wish that I remember to activate the Lord of the Land, because the thing is, we don't actually need to kill the Lord of the Land in this on this level. The trigger is just to kill Weasel, or Weisel, I guess, which is the Blue Keeper. And Blue Keeper is not actually that weak, because Blue Keeper has light, which makes this map is actually quite difficult if you play the way you're supposed to do, because he will just spam lightning. Of course, then you could theoretically use the protect spell, which would make his units quite a bunch weaker. And you can also harvest vampires. You can also harvest skeletons at this level. So also there's some availability to endless gold. It's quite a journey to get to it, but it's also a rather fun level actually. I think both Blaze and the Mistle kind of remind me a lot about Deeper Dungeon levels, a little bit tougher levels in a sense. Of course, for speedrunning we exploit all of these. Well, we exploit who really take the path of least resistance, and with that said, Mistle isn't really that much of a difficulty on this level. And you can see there comes the samurai. It's of course too late. The heart is basically already dead. It's a nice thing that I could think about for my attempt at improving the time. So I was of course quite thrilled about this time, as I know I have when I do Skybird Trill as an individual level, I've gotten times around 16. So I got really nervous here. You can see it already. Actually, it's quite fun. It's fun to see. I can't even. The goal is to dig up a 5 5x5 treasure room here. I don't really know what this formation is, but it's very avant-garde, at least. We want to. The cycles on this map is are very slow. So what we need is we need a dragon before the first cycle. And would I have been just a couple of seconds later there, I would have missed it. And then you automatically lose 30 seconds. And why we want a dragon? Yeah, well, because we need the spells, we need the structures. It's basically all there is to this map, at least with my strategy. My strategy here uses the unit limit cap again, whereas the classic speedrun from Sunel uses the boulder traps. It kills everyone when they spawn. I do think the boulder trap strategy, again, just like in Tulip Scent, utilizing boulder traps is generally a faster method. But Skybird Thrill is also very different from in Keeper FX from the original map. But it's not actually from layout in the map, it's from the fact that dragons in the original game are brutal. The Flame Breath deals so much more damage than it does in Keeper FX. Although I know there will be a version release coming soon where it's possible to activate it as an old classic bug. Anyway, so now we got the dragons on timing, which is really nice. We're waiting for the speed spell, where we can speed the dragon so that it goes even quicker to research the things. Then we'll get Must Obey, which again also increases the speed of the dragons. So far I'm kind of following my strat. I forgot to dig out an extra room, which I would have time for here, for instance, but yeah, I went for it anyway. Guard post is not still researched, but typically it goes very quickly and it's not really an issue. So I'm just baiting back this guy, waiting for the guard post to be available. As guard posts block off water and lava creatures from just running straight up into your base. The tentacles aren't really the strongest units, but in this amount they will just permafreeze you. You will also see later how that can be a problem. So now we have secured the path up to the Hero Fortress. We baited away the two small thingies, two small tentacles, and we're waiting for the workshop, because we need a workshop, because we need a troll. And why do we need a troll? Well, I love wall clipping. It's the thing I really I think it's genuinely oh shit, that's difficult to say. But I do think it's a very fun strategy to wall clip, because it allows you to enter places where you're not really supposed to be there. What we do right now, our room layout only allows us to get dragons. So we sell 1 square of gold so that we cannot get the dragon for the next cycle, and we then get ourselves the troll. And I saved here just because I was quite nervous and it was on a good timing, so I forget to speed him, which of course doesn't work because we can't enter the hero dungeon there. But now it goes. Speed and slap. I also used 2 increased levels. That's partially because he breaks the doors much quicker at level 3. And also the imps will get the gold quicker, which is nice. It's nice to have the backup possibility to cast a lot of cave-ins in case the avatar for some reason is not dead. Yeah, it's nice to have them. So the main big difference in the strategy here, of course, then is that in the classical speedrunning speedrunning path. I don't even remember how it is, but you know, we break in, we take this Horn Reaper, and in this way we get past the magic doors. In the original game you just take a dragon and you flame it. You just flame it down very quickly because the flame breath deals so much damage. But we do it like this, and we want the temple really quickly because we want to start sacrificing imps. Also, we want to get in behind this workshop where there is a resurrect creature. There is another increased level. We will not touch it until now. I could actually activate it now. I should have activated now even. I kind of forgot the line, what I was supposed to do here. So we want to get in back there, of course. So what I should have done here is that... I should have sacrificed all my level 3 imps. They don't matter. And created like the double amount while I'm waiting for the Horn Reaper to actually engage. You see also, by the way, about the tentacles. So my Horn Reaper has been brawling with the tentacles and he almost died. Which is fine because we have a resurrect creature, that's why it's there. So I don't have to care about him potentially dying. As long as he kills the other Horn Reaper, we should be fine. But I should have used I should have sacrificed some imps and used increased level to get level 3 imps again and to get level 7 dragons. Because that will make the fighting sequence... well, you don't have to care about it, and I can just keep sacrificing imps and keep putting the clock on the map, which is to claim the graveyard and also to claim beyond the graveyard and to trigger blue so that blue will start killing the avatar.
The gods are pleased with your sacrifice.
Because all of that can happen while I sacrifice imps, because this setup...
Your minions are winning a battle.
This setup actually takes some time
Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
for the imps, and you see here I spend an unnecessary amount of time dealing with the tentacles. Also, I'm not really sure why I'm sacrificing the flies. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. But I guess that's cute. And now we started sacrificing train here, trying to get up to 255 units in total on the map. So we need to take care about the amount of... and there he died. Gotta remember to always put down a square of library as soon as you want to have a dungeon special, because as you can see, I'm very confused right now. I have no idea where this dungeon special is. I'm looking on the path where the imp was walking, and I was thinking, I must have dropped it because I got scared. I was partially right, but when I had guard post, their AI is really weird, and so he ran up this other way and then he ran around in circles and then he met the tentacle and he dropped it.
Your creatures are falling in battle.
I'm not gonna joke. I really thought the run was dead here because I would have died to the tentacles, but then I found it. And here I thought he would claim by himself, but he did not, so I will just have to do that myself. There we go, and Horn Reaper back.
Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your dungeon heart is being attacked.
As I said, this fight should actually... I should not have to care about the specifics of that fight. As you also can see, the imp hasn't even claimed the whole path up to the avatar. I still haven't sacrificed enough imps. Stuff happens when you get nervous. Simple, to put it simply. That's it. And I mean, like, for instance, now I should have enough money. I shouldn't have to use the increased levels now. They're useless now. I just get a bunch of level 4 imps. It's not useless, but it's not as useful. So this is nice. Sometimes blue doesn't get the level 10 imp stuck there, and sometimes he doesn't do the call of arms for the imps here. Can be a bit of a bummer. Also, I typically I have a ghost here.
You have claimed an enemy room.
which allows me to travel through the door.
You have claimed an enemy.
But unfortunately,
Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
dogs don't go to heaven, I guess.
The gods are pleased with your sacrifice.
Because the thing is, now that's really good. Blue is killing the avatar. It takes a while for him to kill the avatar, but in the meantime, I'm preparing for to reach the population cap. And the really nice thing about Blue killing the avatar is that he has activated imprisonment, which means he won't actually kill the avatar. He will stun him, or he will make him unconscious. What's really nice about that is that unconscious units die instantly when you cast Cave-in. So while Blue knocks him out, we sacrifice the imps, we reach a pop cap, and then we finish the avatar off with a Cave-in. But in order to do that, we need to get behind that door. Of course, it's possible to do it with the Horn Reaper. You can just knock the door down. It's not ideal to knock the door down, as Blue will start claiming land, and also your imps will start running towards Blue, which might result in some of your imps dying, which in turn might result in spawning of White's heroes, which is what we really want to avoid, of course, because we are in no position to fight the absolutely massive amount of units coming throughout the portals like this. But now we're just doing the imp thingy, reaching the cap. I still know that the avatar is alive because they're still fighting. He should be dead any second. And also, if he is not dead, it's okay. We have a lot of gold, or we have enough gold to kill the rest of him with the Cave-in. Typically you need maybe 70 or 80,000, but as he is already maimed by Blue, sometimes Blue has some, I think, some vampires who cause Word of Power, and then he flies onto the land next to his little prison island. That might make runs very complicated. This is a rather complicated map, actually. I'm still trying to get this ghost because ghost can travel through walls, doors. And best scenario is that, because now the avatar is dead, and I want to go in through this wall. I don't want to knock down the door because, as I said, it might ruin the run, and I'm not really sure why I'm not getting a ghost here. I think it is because I'm pop capped. Somehow that maybe interacts weirdly with the phenomenon. So I just decide to knock it down with the Horn Reaper anyway and take the consequences. Usually also you have doors at this point. You can sacrifice beetles at a better point after you actually get a poison trap, and then you have a door and you can close off the path again. But I didn't do that because I was nervous.
What trickery is this? The avatar's body is finished. A new spell has been researched. A trap has been.
Man, this nervous wait here, it's quite crazy. Sitting and waiting and hoping that it'll work out. I'm just thinking, I should have won by now. The Avatar lives. He's been resurrected, but he's not. He's not actually here. I'm still just sitting here waiting for the you've conquered this realm. You are victorious. It says on the last level. Nice touch. But as you can see, I'm starting to really panic now. I'm still at the top limit, so I can't figure out what's going on. And the culprit is there is one white hero alive, because I was thinking, oh, maybe I remember it wrong. Maybe you have to actually kill blue also. No, there's one white there, and then I thought, now I won, right? Now I won. But I did not. There's still one. But there was still one hero left, which had to be killed. And as I was quite nervous as I did this, that it wouldn't work out. He got frozen, but it worked out. Here we are. The new world record. So, thanks for watching.